हेलो गाइस, कैसे हैं आप। उम्मीद करते हैं कि आप सब खैरियत से होंगे और हमारी दुआ है कि आप हमेशा खुश रहें, हंसते और मुस्कुराते रहें। मेरा नाम है मोहम्मद सोहेल।
मैं गुलाम सर
और मैं हूं अली
और मैं हूं ज़फर इकबाल।
और आज हम जिस वीडियो पर रिएक्शन देने जा रहे हैं, इस वीडियो का टाइटल है कैन नॉट बिलीव दिस इज़ इंडिया, दिस दी मुंबई दे डोंट शो यू। कि मतलब कि आपको ये शो नहीं करना चाहते, ये जो ऊपर से आते हैं। वीडियो काफ़ी भी इंटरेस्टिंग है, तो चलते हैं वीडियो देखते हैं।
This is probably the most impressive place that I've ever seen in India so far.
वाह, डबल जा रही है बस। वाह,
How you doing, my man? Yeah, let's go.
Over the next few weeks, I want to show you this country from a side you might have not seen before.
ओए
From the villages, to the beaches, to the big city. Welcome to India.
ये पक्के भाई सही लगाए।
Okay, guys. Today I want to show you quite a side of Mumbai. We're starting off the video here. We're going to be wandering today into an area that, to that extent, I didn't quite expect to find in Mumbai. Seriously, a neighborhood. I just walked into it spontaneously yesterday a little bit. I looked around and I couldn't believe it. Around every corner, you keep walking for 10 minutes, for half an hour, for an hour, and you keep finding things that are pretty much more impressive than anything else I have seen in India so far. What I'm talking is we're walking by right now, for example, the museum here.
म्यूजियम।
This district is called the Art District. I'm going to look up the exact name in a second. But pretty much we're like 20 minutes away from the Gate of India. Walk 20 minutes, half an hour. Some people also call it kind of like the Taj Mahal of Mumbai. And honestly, I have to tell you, this whole area completely blew me away so far in terms of how impressive it just is. But this one neighborhood, we're going to wander in a little bit. At the end of it, I think there's also a humongous, let's say it like that, a place where many movies have been filmed, somewhere where I haven't walked to yet. I just saw it on a map and I was like, hey, let me take you guys along. And that district, some nice cafes, the streets generally. If you have any preconceptions about India, about how it would be, join me on today's little tour and let me give you a bit of a different impression. So what we just walked by there is their history museum, the Kala Goda Museum. And you see, the thing about this neighborhood in Mumbai, seriously, from the, let's say, times when the British were here, the amounts of churches of different, hello, nice maps. The amount of different buildings that are around here truly make it something. So this area, basically Kala Goda, on the internet I saw people call it kind of like the art district, but personally I also get a little bit business district vibe. So yesterday I filmed a little bit my first impression. I just walked through one of the streets, and when I saw it again on the map, I was like, hey, let's come again, let's explore it properly. So basically here is kind of like a street with different paintings on it. Here we're looking at some type of other building that is probably a couple of 100 years old. And I think the Mumbai High Court is also around the neighborhood. So you get the idea. This is kind of like the setup. And you see, the thing is, in many cities, especially in Asia, especially in a place like India, often there's kind of like one nice building, one nice street. You wander out and it looks very different. This is like a really spread out, pretty walkable area. Definitely walkable especially if you choose not to be all the time on the road. So I got the pedestrian walking paths. This guy in the back has been following me already for a couple of minutes. Let him pass through, shall we?
वाकई
Ooh, I'm sure he's just on the same way to where we are. Art gallery.
ओ, ये लड़का पीछे है।
वाह, एड्स भाई देने जा रहा है।
Okay guys, before we get back to today's video, a quick word from today's video sponsor, Level 8. If you have been watching the channel, you probably have seen them here before, but most recently, I've switched over to their Carry-On Pro suitcase, and I have to tell you, it looks super premium. It has this little sleeve for your laptop, so if you're in the airport, if you're traveling a lot, quick access to have your laptop out and ready. Really nice feature. On the other hand, it's really light. My favorite piece overall used to be their aluminium suitcase, and while I would say in terms of the look, in terms of the elegance and just the build quality, it's probably the best suitcase that I've ever seen. Yet at the same time, just to switch things up, have a little bit more convenience with the slightly lighter option with the laptop case. Truly a game changer. So at this point, I have checked out a big part of their range. They have the checked luggage, the carry-on. All of them are super high quality, look very elegant, and I have to tell you, if you compare them to other high quality, high range suitcases, they're fairly affordable as well. As of right now, with my code Danny15, if you want to buy a suitcase, if you're planning a trip anytime soon, you can get 15% off on any of their pieces. They're doing worldwide shipping, so no matter where you are, you can get one. It's free in the United States and Europe's smoothest rolling suitcases in the game. I will leave the link, first things, in the description for level 8. And yeah, well, let's roll back into today's adventure.
Mumbai.
I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube, something like rich neighborhoods, nice neighborhoods of India. I watched the video and I'm like, where have you guys been? Like, I haven't seen anything like that in your videos. Now I'm just continuously walking around here. So, Army and Navy building. I don't think the Army is in here, unless they really changed their sense of fashion recently. So, just kind of like random clothing stores on the side of the road. Pretty nice ones, actually. The whole district's kind of like a little bit of a shopping district. You walk on the streets, you have stores like that on each side. So this is kind of like the big main road on one side. Let's dive into a little bit of the neighborhood, see what is up there. So on the one side is the University of Mumbai, just like an ancient building on the other side of the road. Here is one of the many book stands that they're having all over. With some, as always, like I think I showed it in the previous one, some pretty good stuff. So this is a little bit the walking street here, and I have to tell you, it looks like really cozy. Everything is nice and organized. People selling glasses, shoes, of course, all kinds of different mobile accessories. But pretty much what kind of amazes me is that, okay, you have a little market, but we're walking through the arches of something that has been built a couple of 100 years ago, and it's super like well maintained, and especially, you know, doing the history justice in the sense of like maintaining things, keeping them up. So University of Mumbai is what we're looking at. Looks like they're also having a uniform, judging by all the different people wearing suits in a uniform way. So let's get off a little bit the main road and dive in a little bit. Looks like they're cooking chai over here. Hello. Some nice chai. Nice. I've already had a couple of chai in the last video that I have filmed. They're still sitting in my stomach. So this is what I mean. Yeah, art district on the one side, but on the other side also very business district vibes. I don't think it's just a university, actually I think it is some form of a business district, because too many people of different ages are all suited and booted. And seriously guys, I don't know what it is, but the self-help section on the streets of Mumbai is really strong. Oh, look at that. Robert Greene, Art of Seduction, wow. The concise art of seduction. I think you got me on that one, man. The concise, have you read it?
Yeah.
You have? So, the art of seduction.
Yeah, this author.
What would you say as a summary? It's based on a simple fact of psychology. Humans are perverse, stubborn creatures who by nature will rarely do what you want. Interesting one. So how much for this one? 150, okay. And the 200. The 200. Yeah, right. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Whew. Guys, that was unplanned, but you know, if you stop by a shop like that, you cannot just window shop for too long. And it's pretty clear that, let's say, they're being printed in different corners, but just to support the guy a little bit, give him a little tip, and also, honestly, Robert Greene, very interesting author. His writings is in some ways perhaps controversial. I would say here it kind of ends. But if you look at it from the correct perspective, I think it's very, very insightful. Basically a psychology book at the end of the day. And yeah, let's walk a little bit into the side streets here. So I think this is kind of like where the arts neighborhood is beginning to show itself. Let's walk in. So actually the concise version, his books are usually very thick. We'll maybe give it a quick read and then plant it somewhere for somebody else to enjoy. I highly recommend Mastery by Robert Greene or Laws of Human Nature. So walking in here a little bit, once again, such a nice and old neighborhood. On the left we're having some street food, on the right, again, plastered some type of government building. Always kind of like interesting to walk a little bit through the daily trade of people. Yep, 100% business district. It almost feels like a little bit like the old school Manhattan. So after we have passed through that district, just looked at the map, we walked into a place that is called Fort. And yeah, this is a little bit the neighborhood, some older houses, still fairly kind of like atmospheric, let's say. So we're gonna be walking through here right now to get to the most famous station in India, probably. It's a huge train station. 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk, we're gonna be there. But yeah, what I really like still even about this neighborhood here is, let's say, a little bit perhaps less artsy, more local, is just how kind of like really you feel like you're walking within history. It does feel like 2013, but on the other hand, if we're gonna maybe slightly adjust the fashion sense and the cars, we could be like in 1950 or something, just because of all the old architecture. Well, we made it out on the main road again, and it's truly unbelievable. So yesterday I've been in the area of the India Gate, the Taj Palace, and I thought, okay, this is going to be the one area that kind of looks like that. Now I think we're like 40-50 minute walk down the road. Inside looks already pretty cool, but here basically on both sides of the road you have buildings mostly from the 19th, 18th century. Some of them have like on there something like 1823 in honor of this and that. So truly historical district at the same time. Kind of like, you know, the people that walk around here, mostly you see there is like decent amount of money in the neighborhood, also just judging by the type of venues that they're having here, the type of cafes, restaurants, everything else. So yeah, super vibey neighborhood. And I think this Hogwarts, oh my goodness, seriously guys, like I'm not that easily impressed these days. Very often I come to a place, yeah, you know, been there, done that, seen it, but this, wow, this is probably the most impressive place that I've ever seen in India so far. Just trying not to get hit by cars once again. So basically this in the back I think is already the train station, and it looks so impressive. So many different columns, you have this statue on top of it. Wow. And the weather is blessing us today as well. Ooh, what a neighborhood. And so here we are at CST train station. Wow. So the Central Railway Station, like straight out of a fairy tale. Seriously, I don't know. Can we just go in here? I guess so. Look at it, guys. So we got the two lions on top. Let's see. Possible to go in? Where's the entrance? Where's the entrance? Okay, guys, so hands down, not even exaggerating, this must be the most impressive train station of all time. So I just looked it up, it's 134 years old, since
completion of the construction. So it looks like here you can buy the tickets. Look at these columns. This whole place is an absolute masterpiece. Just from outside, the way they maintain it actually is very impressive. So from the inside, obviously fairly old school. The things they did in the last couple of decades, you know, look like that, but what they have done over 100 years ago, wow, truly impressive. Okay, so it looks like in the back there are the trains, and if you know this one movie, I'm sure many of you do, Slumdog Millionaire, when at the end there's the happy end and he is dancing here with everybody, with his forgot the name of the girl that he was fancying the whole movie, but wow, I'm actually really recognizing it. I'm getting the shivers a little bit just now that I've looked up how old it is. I've also seen that this movie has been shot here. So basically, as you can tell, cannot stop too much. Gonna get into the crowd of people. Super busy yet. Okay, so I think the trains are pretty much going all over the country from here. Different types of trains, different, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 different platforms at least here, or I think it even continues further in the back. So yeah, let's just get through to one train. You cannot stop here really. Interesting, by the side of the road they're fixing and cleaning shoes and belts. Look at the trains, it's kind of interesting, they're fairly wide. Okay, so I think these are this is the regional train where you can go around Mumbai with it. So I was about to go in, but this one's ladies only. Let's certainly respect that. Okay guys, this is a very different vibe now towards the end of the video. Looks like they're big on selling the mosquito killing things. That's the noise you hear in the background. Even have some, wow, here you truly feel the scale of amount of different people that are around here. Mumbai, truly Mumbai. Okay, so here we have gone to the other side of the street to get an even better look at the train station. So I think this neighborhood already is gonna look quite a bit different. So basically I came all the way from there. Beautiful neighborhood, absolutely loved it. This train station from the outside, I'm not kidding, most impressive train station. Obviously inside, you know, things like whatever, be it like the New York Central Station or anything else, obviously a different story. But just considering 134 years after completion, pretty much has been here for 1.5 centuries. Incredible. And the police is rolling in style. Okay guys, and so I hope you enjoyed today's little impression of a very interesting side of India. On the one side, the neighborhood I came, it's kind of like a mix of very historical yet in parts modern, some new cafes popping up, some cool concepts, and yeah, I have to tell you, 2 full days in Mumbai so far. I'm not sure exactly in which order I'll publish the videos, but just, let's say, the density of history on the ground, how they maintain it, how certain different neighborhoods, it's not just one street or like 5-10 minute walk. You really can immerse yourself if you stay in the right area. It's truly pleasant, interesting, yet it's very busy, you know. Definitely is gonna, especially with the honking and everything, it's gonna might take a little toll on you, but I'm liking Mumbai a lot more than I thought I would. I have another 2 more days here, and with these videos my intention is always on one side show both sides, on the other side just kind of like try to understand the place at least a little bit. Generally, if you're new here by any chance, at the end of the video as always, that World to See stands for building a life of freedom around the world. And India is an interesting place. Mumbai, I think, is exactly the type of city that I wanted to visit, to see a little bit what is going on in the country on the ground. And if I walk through certain neighborhoods, it's very interesting, considering it's going to be the most populous country within the next couple of decades, considering it's already basically, the future of India is very interesting, and Mumbai, I think, is truly a place to kind of understand it. And today in many ways is the past as well as the future. And so I'm gonna leave you here with this intersection that truly impressed me when I first kind of like got around the corner. And yeah, if you're new here by any chance, make sure to subscribe. On my Instagram you can see where I am right now, currently we're doing kind of like, again, a little bit faster travel than usually. Generally you got a roll to see. It's more about living around the world, so doing 4 or 5 different countries, a couple of months in each, but with, let's say, videos like about India, adventure travel series I call them. Woo! One thing I'm not gonna miss is the honking, I'm telling you. But I would say what I'm gonna do right now is find some nice cafe, sit down and enjoy Mumbai.
जी गाइस, तो वीडियो भाई काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग थी वाकई भाई। एक जो आप भाई ने आज एरिया भाई दिखा रहा है ना, ये वाकई काफ़ी एक इंटरेस्टिंग एरिया था। और मुंबई का हमने भाई एक फर्स्ट टाइम देखा है, वो एक रेलवे स्टेशन तो देखा था, लेकिन जो पीछे एरिया वगैरह दिखाया गया ना, वो काफ़ी एक ना एक मतलब कि पीस एरिया था। पीस से मुराद के एक रश नहीं था मुंबई में, वो वाकई एरिया काफ़ी खूबसूरत था। और ऊपर से भाई मुंबई की यूनिवर्सिटी भी भाई ने दिखाई। और काफ़ी लोग यार इधर ना एक जब भी एक फॉरेन से लोग आते हैं ना, काफ़ी एक ना एक अपना आप महसूस करते हैं इधर आकर, क्योंकि उनको कोई इधर ना एक लोग, सबसे जो बड़ी बात होती है ना एक लैंग्वेज की होती है। मैंने काफ़ी व्लॉगरों को भाई देखा है जो फॉरेन के वो बाहर जाते हैं ना, तो उधर उनको ये एक लैंग्वेज की ज़रूर प्रॉब्लम रहती है, क्योंकि ज़्यादातर लोग उधर इंग्लिश नहीं बोल पाते, उनको ये एक तकलीफ सहनी पड़ती है। और ऊपर से भाई एक और भी चीज़ें काफ़ी ऐड हो जाती है। लेकिन इंडिया में ये इनके लिए एक आसानी है, एक लैंग्वेज का काफ़ी ईजी हो जाता है, क्योंकि हर बंदा एक इंग्लिश बोल सकता है।
नहीं बिल्कुल ऐसे ही है, लेकिन ये कि अगर मुंबई की बात करें तो भाई काफ़ी यूनिक सिटी। आज जिस एरिया में भाई घूम रहा था ना, वो काफ़ी एक कदीम आपको बिल्डिंग्स नज़र आएंगी, जो कि मतलब बहुत पुरानी बिल्डिंग्स हैं। और उसमें जो है ना वो मतलब एक डिफरेंट किस्म की जो है ना वैब आती है। अगर आप वहाँ पे जिस तरह वो देख रहे थे जो है ना वो मतलब बिल्डिंग के, लेकिन वहाँ पे लोगों के लिहाज से अगर देखा जाए तो वहाँ पे कंफर्टेबल वाकई जो है ना वो महसूस तो करते हैं, क्योंकि इन्होंने ये जस्ट जो है ना यही चीज़ें देखनी होती हैं कि यहाँ पे किस तरह लोग जो है ना वो ट्रीट करते हैं, या क्या लोगों का एक जो है ना वो मतलब यहाँ पे किस
म्यार है,
ये चीज़ें जो है ना वो छोटी मोटी ये बड़े एक डीपली देखते हैं। लेकिन ये के बाद में भाई वो जिस तरह एक रेलवे के ऊपर गया तो वो भी एक उसके लिए एक नई चीज़ थी, क्योंकि इनका एक डिफरेंट किस्म का ये एक एक्सपीरियंस होता है भाई।
नहीं काफ़ी देखे हैं व्लॉगर जो भी आते हैं ना, वो ज़्यादातर एक मतलब कि खुली जगहों पर निकल जाते हैं, लेकिन जो एक बीच में एक्सपीरियंस करना होता है ना अपने आप का, वो काफ़ी एक इंटरेस्टिंग लगता है। लेकिन भाई ने काफ़ी भाई इंजॉय किया है। और आज भाई
कुछ लोगों का ना माइंड सेट होता है कि हमने ना कुछ चीज़ें मतलब दिखानी है, कुछ नहीं दिखानी, ये थोड़ा सा, लेकिन ये कि आप हर तरह से जो है ना वो मतलब चीज़ों को कवर करना चाहिए। उससे ये है ना कि हर तरह के मॉल का पता चल जाता है। लेकिन ये कि अगेन भाई वहाँ पे बिल्डिंग्स काफ़ी यूनिक हैं यार मुंबई
बहुत भाई। अभी तक भी वो एक गोरों की बिल्डिंग मुझे लगता है कि बनी हुई है, वो एक डिज़ाइन वगैरह। लेकिन वो रेलवे स्टेशन का मुझे तो लगता है वो बहुत एक ओल्ड एक रेलवे स्टेशन है, क्योंकि आप एक जब एक इंटर होते हैं ना तब भी उसकी काफ़ी एक ना हिस्ट्री आपको जानने को मिलती है। लेकिन आज भाई का व्लॉग देखकर वाकई भाई लगा कि आज भाई मुंबई में लगा है। पीछे ठीक था, कुछ चीज़ें शांत थी, लेकिन आगे बहुत रश था। काफ़ी भाई एक इंटरेस्टिंग के व्लॉग था भाई का। तो उम्मीद करते हैं कि आपको वीडियो पसंद आएगी। अगर पसंद आए वीडियो को लाइक, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करें। तब तक के लिए गुड बाय, टेक।